Good evening. I'm Kim Christensen.
I'm Kyle Clark. The city of Aurora is going to investigate and make a list of nonprofits that have helped migrants. The resolution passed by the conservative city council majority tonight claims that the state government and the city of Denver placed immigrants in Aurora. This investigation is aimed at determining whether their claim is actually true.
9 News reporter Kelly Rinke joins us now with what exactly this means. Kelly.
Yeah, Kim and Kyle, a state spokesperson told us today Colorado did not place migrants in any community. The state said it did give grants to nonprofits, which then helped migrants find housing. But that didn't stop the resolution from passing with a 6-2 vote.
I think that the people of Aurora have a right to know.
Councilwoman Danielle Durinsky, a Republican, is calling for an investigation. Her resolution calls on the city manager to look into nonprofits helping migrants in the community. It comes days after Donald Trump's visit to Aurora.
I will rescue Aurora and every town that has been invaded and conquered.
And weeks after she claimed, without evidence, that a nonprofit supporting migrants is a communist organization.
This communist group that is along the Colfax corridor, they're called East Colfax Community Collective. They went out and propped up the folks that are living there, wrote signs for them, you know, and propped them up out there saying, you know, there's no gangs here.
Her resolution to city council says the state and Denver have intentionally placed migrants in Aurora, and it orders the city manager to investigate whether that's true.
How much money went towards it, what the state's involvement was, what the city of Denver's involvement was.
A yes vote by council, which has a Republican majority, means the city manager will create a list of nonprofits that have received funding to help migrants.
It's going to target and scapegoat migrants and migrant-serving organizations instead of looking at the real issues that we're facing as a city.
Councilwoman Allison Coombs was one of 2 Democrats who voted no. Advocates also worry this directive will cause more harm.
That phrasing makes it seem like there has to be permission that needs to be granted in order for people to enter Aurora if they come from a certain background.
East Colfax Community Collective has pushed back on Durinsky's claims about a Venezuelan gang takeover at apartments. It was then that Durinsky said they were a communist group.
Like many nonprofits have had to increase their sense of security at their respective places because since everything has been happening since August, just because of how bad the anti-immigrant sentiment has gotten.
A progressive council member said she worries her colleagues will use this information to target nonprofits and then take away their funding. Councilwoman Durinsky said she doesn't believe the city should be funding nonprofits at all. Kelly Rinke, 9 News.
Members of the community gathered before tonight's Aurora City Council meeting to remember Kilyn Lewis. They learned Friday that the officer who shot and killed Lewis will not face charges.
9 News reporter Rachel Krause is in Aurora. And Rachel, you spoke with Lewis's family. They're not satisfied with the DA's decision.
Yeah, family today say the DA's decision not to charge the officer here sends the message that Black lives are disposable and that their pain is insignificant. But they say they are not giving up.
Kilyn Lewis! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace!
And that's what we mean. I am so disappointed in this outcome. But as Auntie has stated, we was not surprised.
LaRonda Jones says more than 100 days after her son's death, the decision by District Attorney John Kellner not to charge the officer who shot and killed Kilyn Lewis wasn't a shock. How they found out was.
I didn't get a phone call. My son didn't get a phone call. My daughter didn't get a phone call. Our advocates didn't get a phone call. We had to learn from the media. And I think that is disgraceful and distasteful.
Lewis was unarmed, holding only a phone when officers were attempting to take him into custody. His father, Robert, says he's waited months for answers and transparency from police and investigators about what happened that day, only to be disappointed.
But I stand for my son, and he did not deserve to die like that. Nobody deserves to die like that.
Alexander Landau with the Denver Justice Project says here in Aurora and around Colorado, they've seen officers avoid charges after fatal shootings. He hopes to help the family now through change.
Justice would be Kilyn at home with his family. Justice would be Kilyn growing old with his grandchildren. This family will never get justice, but what we can strive for is accountability mechanisms be put into place, so hopefully we can prevent the perpetuation of this type of brutality in the future.
It is something we can do. It's a lot we can do, and we will do. We will march, and we will stand tall, and we will speak with loud voices till we are heard.
During tonight's City Council meeting, family and community advocates continue to bring these issues forward to the City Council, just as they've been doing for months now. But they feel like the city just isn't listening here, and they hope that anyone feeling frustrated by the inaction in Lewis's death is motivated to vote for someone who will represent them when it's time. Reporting live in Aurora, Rachel Krause, 9 News.
After a chilly start to the work week, we saw yet another unusually warm day develop across the metro area. Highs reaching 83 degrees. Almost broke another record this afternoon. It was last set in 1962. Tomorrow, highs drop off a bit. Well, Kathy, ahead of a cool front that we're getting?
That's right. It's kind of an interesting week of weather, actually, because we have a dry front coming in tomorrow and a stronger system for later in the week. And it's the one later in the week that we think could bring some mountain snow and some beneficial rain to Denver. Tonight, the only moisture is coming into the southwest corner of the state from a little weather disturbance over the southwest. This front tomorrow will come in as more of a wind shift than anything else. Will be dry, but cooler. And then we have a chance for rain Friday, Saturday, possibly even early on Sunday, with a little bit of mountain snow early in the weekend as well. After highs in the 80s, we've cooled back to the mid 60s, but this current reading is more of an average high for this time of year. So we'll start to see those winds pick up and shift in response to that weak weather system. With the wind shift, though, we might see a plume of smoke from wildfires in Wyoming and Utah descend upon northeastern Colorado. Even without air quality advisories issued there, air quality is not going to be great around Fort Morgan, Sterling, Yuma, and Ray. So windy and warm today, elevated fire danger midweek ahead of a change at the end of the week. And tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, some areas could be looking at a little bit of patchy frost. Mid 60s now, dropping into the mid 50s overnight. We'll have the weather you'll wake up to coming up.
2 men who were shot when a gunman tried to assassinate Donald Trump at a rally in Pennsylvania believe the Secret Service failed them. 74-year-old Jim Copenhaver and 57-year-old David Dutch were sitting in the bleachers behind the former president on July 13th when the shooter opened fire. Copenhaver was hit in the triceps and the abdomen. Dutch was struck in the liver.
When I saw part of my sleeve go away, and I heard, I heard it distinctly, and that I turned around to my friend and I said, I think I was shot. And that's when I got the second one. And then I went down. But I had no realization of anything, except I couldn't figure out why my shirt left in such a hurry.
It was like getting hit with a sledgehammer right in the chest. I knew as soon as I got hit, because there was chunks of bleacher and shrapnel flying all around until he finished firing.
50-year-old Corey Comparator was killed in the shooting while shielding his family. Trump was hit in the ear. These men are angry that a lapse in secret security allowed this to happen, and allowed the gunman to fire 8 shots before a Secret Service counter-sniper shot and killed him. An internal Secret Service investigation found that bad planning and poor communication among agencies caused the security lapses. Kimberly Cheatham, the director of Secret Service at the time, stepped down over the summer. Both men say they are dealing with some lasting health problems. They've each lost a significant amount of weight. Copenhaver now walks with a cane, and Dutch can't drive or lift more than 10 pounds.
Tonight, the chief of the Cripple Creek Fire Department is remembering a tour guide killed when an elevator malfunctioned at a local gold mine. 46-year-old Patrick Weir died at the Molly Kathleen gold mine Thursday. He was well known in his small hometown of Victor, population 400. He became certified as a firefighter last year. The fire chief says Weir decided not to change careers because he needed to prioritize his 7-year-old son. The chief says that he and the department really got to know Weir during his time at the fire academy.
We knew Patrick, we knew his son. We had spent a good bit of time with both of them. It hit our folks hard.
Teller County Sheriff's Office will hold a memorial procession for Weir on Thursday.
The town of Vale is facing a lawsuit months after it canceled an artist's residency. The ACLU of Colorado filed that lawsuit today. It claims that Danielle Seawalker's First Amendment rights were violated when Vale's Art in Public Places program canceled her residency. The Lakota artist was slated to complete a mural for the town and lead workshops. The artwork that drew concern from the town is called G is for Genocide. It draws parallels between Native American genocide and the war in Gaza. Seawalker says that piece had nothing to do with the mural that she had planned for the town, which was to highlight Vale's environment and wildlife. She says filing the suit on Indigenous Peoples Day was purposeful.
This situation that happened with Vale is really tied into my culture, my identity as a Lakota woman. And so the fact that it was canceled and being censored just really reiterates the issues that we as Native people continue to face every single day.
The lawsuit claims the residency cancellation caused Seawalker to lose out on other professional opportunities, costing her money and emotional distress. The town of Vale told 9 News they would not comment until they have been served with the lawsuit.
The plan to redevelop the area around Ball Arena is moving forward tonight. Tonight, Denver City Council voted to advance a bill that would change city code by allowing taller buildings near Ball Arena. The plan would add townhouses and apartments, along with open space and bike lanes. According to our partners at the Denver Gazette, the last time the city code was changed in this way was 1999 to make way for the new Mile High Stadium, and that has some on council concerned.
It is very concerning, the kind of precedent that we might set in getting rid of viewplane restrictions simply for a large development that we all want to happen in a place that is right now nothing but parking lots and a terrible use of land.
The final vote on this view plane exemption, as in people's view of the mountains from existing buildings, that's scheduled for next week.